Ah, no, wrong thing.
Hey, Vlad, can I have a ride, by the way?
Fine. I pick up Javier.
Oh, we're still off course.
Yep, roll again. Roll it to determine how far off again.
Oh, we're only 90 miles off this time.
All right, we made it. We're 60 miles closer than we were.
All right, there we go. I know where we're going now.
Thank goodness.
I was worried there for 2 hours.
Why don't you stop and ask for directions? I don't need directions.
I have a navigational system. Why do I need directions?
Oh, this.
Don't make
swear
me
the two
pull
of you
this robot over.
I swear the two of you are just an old married couple at this point, aren't you?
Oh, I'm running with this.
Oh, this must be so awkward for Vlad. Either that or he's used to it by this point. He's just learned not to talk anymore.
This is the only family life he knows.
We're just a troop, man. Don't get it all sentimental here. Those are Vlad's feelings.
All right. So, I should note, while you were lost the second time, whilst you were course correcting,
Okay.
you do run into something. You do pick up in the distance what looks to be some fires.
I can just fly over and take a look.
Oh yeah, sure you could.
I'll do that.
That's my
Just-
idea.
I
Not
guess
the
I
slightest
guess
bit
I'm stuck
bothered.
along for the ride.
Just not in the slightest bit bothered about stealth, this one.
I mean, when you're this big and tanky, you don't really need to be.
You're not actually all that tough.
Does my sensory equipment pick up anything? Do I have to roll for that?
Go ahead and roll for that.
Okay.
What? Also,
Yes!
what time
All
is
right.
it?
I needed a 51 and I got a 39.
It's about 7 o'clock right now. But,
So is it dark out? Is my question.
no, it's summer. It's still pretty light out. Sun's going down, but
Okay.
It's summer
worth
in
noting
Texas.
you are going east, so the sun is in your eyes.
Oh. All right.
Oh no, wait, sorry, sets in the west. Sorry, I got confused. You're fine.
Okay.
You're flying out of the sunset. But
Alright.
Seiji, you do pick
All
something
right,
up too, and it's not coming out of the. It's not coming in the direction of the fire that Vlad and Javier just flew towards.
Oh?
It's actually coming from behind you. You do pick up a few signatures, actually.
What do I pick up? Like what do the signatures look like?
For the most part, they're dots on your horizon about about 60 yards back, or about 60 yards back, behind one of the hills.
How many dots again?
Say about 3.
3 dots? Alright, well, I'm gonna turn around and check that out. When I turn around, I guess my cameras will be pointed in that direction, so what do I see?
Just a sec. Oh wow, I did not take this into account. I said 60 yards. Let's go ahead and say closer to 40.
How did I not notice these people? My radar goes to 200 kilometers.
I
Well,
thought
you've
radar is really more good for air things than it is for things on the ground.
Well, we've established you've been having trouble with your stuff today.
Alright, first thing on the checklist, fix this damn radar. Alright, what do I see?
All right, just a sec. I gotta scroll out.
Alex, there are some dragon hand-to-hand combat things
I know.
that I was gonna ask. It's up to the DM whether or not I start with them. Or
I'll
maybe,
say it's instinctual.
Okay, cool.
All right, yeah, you're trudging along behind when those guys come up. It's sort of coming up along some dunes here or some hills here.
Are you revealing something on the Roll 20 or?
Yeah, lower left.
Oh, okay. There you are.
See, the black lines are sort of elevate points of elevation.
Okay, and I'm facing them, right?
No, you were currently facing away from them because you were walking forward, but I suppose you turned to face them.
Okay, yeah, all right. So each square is what, like
5 yards.
5 yards? Okay, so 40 yards. Okay, yeah, all right, that's fine. They're well in range of all of my weapons.
Worth noting.
What?
Oh, no, go ahead.
I'm gonna. So, we're coming out to meet people, right? Traders, right?
You really weren't paying attention, were you?
No, I really wasn't.
Great, we can roleplay this even better then.
Alright.
Yeah, all you know is you turn around and you see 3 guys standing on the hills. They have guns, but going around armed is not. Going around unarmed is unusual. It's like you'd probably be more concerned if they didn't have weapons.
All right, I'm just gonna get on the loudspeaker and like, we've been sent by some small village place that we came from and looking for traders that were being ambushed. If you're those traders, stand down. If not, I will open fire. You have 5 seconds to comply.
The one on the highest, he's like, "Oh yeah, you're looking for something," you said. You'll have to excuse me. I don't have any kind
3,
of loudspeaker.
2.
Gestures to his buddies. They all put their guns down.
I didn't ask for a spiel. I asked for compliance.
That went a lot better than I thought it would.
You are a very trigger-happy individual.
I have a giant robot man. I'm gonna use it to the fullest.
You have a few self-esteem issues, don't you, Seiji?
What's wrong with your childhood?
Not as much as was wrong with your childhood, Vlad.
So I guess I should ask this. What direction did we come from?
West.
I really have not been paying attention. I'm sorry.
You have been traveling east for a good few hours.
Okay, so we came from the west. All right, we came from a small town in the west. Are you from there?
Oh yeah. We just came there too. You said you were looking for some traders. Oh yeah, we were on that way too.
No, okay. Well, we were sent out because we said that they got ambushed.
Oh yeah, I
Or
heard
something
about
like
that. Guy comes down off the hill and holding up his arm slightly to show he is in fact unarmed.
I'm just gonna look down from him from the giant robot.
Oh, he's still far enough you don't have to look down, but
Oh, okay. So what have you heard about it?
that a lot of weapons were on their way to town and went missing.
What direction?
Coming from the east, coming from the direction of Houston.
So it
The
wasn't
sheriff
your
was willing
trading group?
No, we're just as interested as you are. Just as interested as the town is.
Are you a part of the town?
To an extent, although I work for a different organization. Someone with a vested interest in acquiring those weapons.
That sounds like third party to me.
You're trying to sell
yeah.
the weapon?
In that there are multiple parties involved in the weapons, interested in the weapons, interested in acquiring more firepower in general in this day and age. Let me introduce myself. The name's Larry. That there, he points to one of the guys on the hill, is my brother Daryl, and that's my other brother Daryl.
Okay, so we have Larry and 2 Daryls.
Yes.
All right, I'm just gonna put Daryl 1 and Daryl 2. All right. Well, if
Have
you're
you
interested in
noticed
the
this, by the
weapons,
way?
why don't? What?
I was just wondering if Vlad and I had noticed what was going on, or if we're,
Yeah, do we want to turn it
or
around?
are we just, or maybe we're just flying over the fire and we didn't notice.
Well, I mean,
anything.
Vlad took off, so I doubt
Yeah,
he
y'all
noticed.
took off to the fire.
Javier
Y'all took
might
off
have
to the
noticed.
fire. Turns
Okay.
out that fire was actually just a roving band of Comanche.
Oh,
Just
what turned it
some
around?
Comanche, pretty far from where they usually roam, but yeah.
Okay, that's
Being
fine.
pretty peaceful, or are they raiding?
They're just hanging out doing their thing, probably traveling somewhere.
We'll leave them alone.
They do
Yes,
freak
yes.
out at the sight of the giant death lizard, but they're not exactly equipped to chase you off.
I got a question. So this is kind of I don't know, influenced by Pathfinder, but is there a way to like for me to gauge what kind of like vibe I'm getting from this guy? Like, does he seem sleazy or like
I'd say that. Let's go ahead and say that's a mental affinity.
mental affinity? Okay, what do I do for that?
I'd say. Tell you what, since everything else is percentile, roll me a 1d100. What's your MA?
My MA is 11.
All right.
Do I have to roll an 11?
No, I've determined something else.
Okay, I was about to say because it's very unlikely, and I'm never gonna ask this again.
It's like, you know what? I think I'll just take everyone at face value.
All right, guys, I believe you.
Like, okay, guy's just the most gullible guy ever.
Seiji's not the brightest, but he is.
Okay, yeah, you do know that this guy is he's not telling you everything, and you do if you did have to describe him, you say sleazy would certainly be one of the words, but he doesn't seem like he's lying to you.
Okay. Well, my understanding of the situation is that the traders are going to the town, so, as far as I'm concerned, you can go wait in town, and when the guns get there, you can purchase them there.
Well, that's certainly one way of doing things. Of course, well, I don't know what the good sheriff offered to pay y'all, but I do know this. My employer is a lot more interested in that. Like I said, my employer is very interested in getting a hold of these weapons, and they work off of a much larger budget than any any town can offer you.
Who is your employer?
Not at liberty to say for the
Well,
time being.
all right. Let's say this. Let's say in a hypothetical, what kind of business is your employer in?
Sales. I work acquisitions mostly.
Acquisitions. Okay.
Makes
There
it we
wouldn't-
sell a little bit of everything.
There wouldn't
super
happen to
useless.
be there wouldn't happen to be some big entity behind this corporation, would there be?
Not off the top, can't imagine. Although
No.
that might be above my pay grade.
Nothing big brothery.
No,
If you
doesn't
catch my
come to
drift.
mind. Doesn't
No.
come to mind, sir. That suit of yours. About how much would you say you spend to maintain that? Don't see a lot of those after the coalition outlawed them, even this far south.
I haven't come up with my backstory, so I don't even really know how I acquired this robot. I just got it.
I think the thing we tossed around was you ran with some mercs for a while, and that's where you got the suit. When in
Yeah.
doubt in this environment, I ran with some mercs is a pretty good.
This is a pretty good fallback.
You stole it from a docking yard.
Let's just say it was a spoils of war.
Well,
How
still
close are
can't.
we, Rasnai?
Have you gotten tired of scaring the natives?
Yeah, we're on our way back.
Okay. Yeah, you do just see in the distance. You do just see Seiji just standing there talking to, looking at something. You're too far away to see what he's looking at,
Okay.
but he's just standing there as far as you can tell, not even facing the direction you're going.
Okay.
Well, back to Seiji and Larry. He said, "Well, just consider it. If you happen to, should you be willing to sell the equipment to us, there will be a little drop-off point in the parking area.
So
You
we're
won't be
gonna,
able to miss it.
So we're gonna do this dead drop style.
I doubt the sheriff would be too pleased to see you dropping off. Doubt the sheriff would be too pleased to see you dropping off these weapons on his front door to give to someone else.
No, dead drop, as in there's like a point where we drop off the weapons, and then
Yep.
at the drop off point, our coordinates for our money or something like that.
that's he was saying that in support, like saying that's why you don't want to just give them to him in front of the sheriff. Well, anyway, yeah, yes. Well, tell you what. Here, he pulls a piece of paper out of his pocket, holds it up for you, shows you another set of coordinates. That's where you can drop off the equipment if you should feel inclined. We'll get in touch once we have the shipment.
What kind of price are we talking here?
More than the town will pay you, my friend.
That sounds a little vague to me.
Enough
I bet you anything my compatriots got an actual number.
How close are we? I really want to get there because I want to stop this. I'm getting my dang revolver, the custom-made one.
Yeah, because I really have no idea what we're getting paid.
You have telepathy as well, you know.
But he's also probably out of range. And to be fair, you could still get the custom-made revolver if you had a very large sum of cash.
No, I want one made as a favor. It'll mean more and be better.
Sentimental value.
Okay, here you go. I'll roll this, and if it's less than 50%, you arrive just as this conversation's going on.
Darn it!
A shiny thing was in your line of sight. Look, a butterfly.
He got lost and thought about the new gun he's gonna get.
Yeah. But all right. How's about this? How's about this for a price point? It'll be enough to keep you in munitions for a good bit. And there might potentially be more in line for you you and your friends later down the road.
Are you about to private text me something, or are you dramatically?
No, that was he was giving you a vague description of how much money he's giving you. He'd be willing to pay.
Why does he not want to give a number?
Because that's what he does.
Okay.
Shut up and let Larry be mysterious.
Okay, well, I've lost interest in Larry. In fact, I didn't even hear what he alluded to, so it was all lost on me.
That's just as well.
I didn't hear a number, so, I didn't really care.
Oh, poor
Very
Larry.
single-minded, this man. Probably comes from working with machines for so long. If it's not in a number, you don't care anymore.
Pretty much. I mean,
that's not a number.
If you look at my stats, I really have nothing in mental capacities, but my IQ is through the roof. So I mean, unless you can catch my attention, I'm really not paying attention.
All right.
So I didn't really pay attention because I didn't hear a number. All I heard was vague alludings to, some kind of prize at the end that, as far as I know, could be some rocks. So
you are still bitter about that, aren't you?
But bitter about what?
Oh, never mind. I was thinking about that bandit who tried to pay y'all in acorns.
Oh. I didn't even cross my mind until you brought it up. But now that I think about it, you do have a history of this. Now I'm doubly.
I've done it once. It's hardly precedent.
We don't trust bandits.
That is
a good policy to have.
You know what? At this point, I want to ask something. Do I notice anything about their clothes? Like, do I see insignias or anything that could allude to where they came from?
No, they've got pretty good body armor. By the look of it, their weapons look pretty expensive, but they don't have any defining clothing. Like nothing that would help them stand out.
Wait, hold on. Don't I have a
You
skill?
can identify military hardware.
I was about to say, don't I have like knowledge in military equipment or something like that? Okay, I guess I didn't take that skill yet. Okay, so yeah, no, I can't just like randomly recognize military hardware at this point.
You do know enough, I'll say, that you can tell it's pretty high-end gear.
Okay. All right.
Well, you have our coordinates. Just consider it. With that, he turns, he picks up his gun, and he and his two brothers wander off into the distance.
Oh, I wanted to read their minds to see who they work for.
And at this time, Vlad and Javier do touch down on the ground.
Hey, who are you talking to?
Some 3 guys offering to buy the stuff we're about to go rescue.
I hope you said no, right? We got a great deal from the sheriff.
I don't even know what the deal we got for the sheriff was.
You'll be happy with it, trust me.
What is the deal, by the way?
We're getting 2 custom guns, and then you'll get a favor of your own, I assume.
As he immediately begins considering taking up Larry on his offer.
You can ask for cash, but I think you'd get a better deal from asking for maybe a revolver or something. or hang on, get a sniper rifle that you can use.
You do know that I start off with a pistol, a pulse rifle, a railgun, and a super laser pistol with a grenade launcher and a vibro knife.
I got
that.
So the reward for you. You weren't even there to talk to the sheriff.
Yeah, he starts off kitted out. Like, he has at least 6 different ways to kill a man, even in the event they get into his mech.
I see.
So nothing you've said to me is appealing. I say we sell the weapons to those guys.
I say we made a deal. And we
What?
Stick to it.
Question.
Some small little sheriff in some podunk town. From what I could tell, these guys were connected, all right? They had some nice equipment. I think this will lead to something better.
A question. What were they offering?
Money.
How much?
A lot of money.
I can't sympathy to read his mind.
I lift up my right leg and pretend and about to stomp on him. Try
Wow, that did not take long at all.
Try reading my mind again. I
I'd
dare
fly
you.
in the air quickly. I don't know.
Wow, it did not take long at all for the 3 of you for 2 of you to get at each other's throats.
I'm just getting a little tired of him reading my mind all the time. The lack of privacy is just, rampant.
You could
Maybe
get
you'd come out of
mind
Maybe you'd come out of the box every once in a while if someone didn't keep trying to read your mind.
You know what? I'm gonna pull out my robot catalog and start finding some like anti-telepathy shielding or something like that.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Not a thing, actually.
Aww.
It isn't. That's
Afraid not.
that sucks.
It's more a case of you resist it. The only way to repel psychic abilities such as telepathy is through sheer willpower.
All right, I want to constantly resist any probings into my mind from this point on.
Actually, I have a question. Since he's he's a tinkerer and whatnot, could he conceivably invent that technology to block it?
So there's a difference between tinkering and just straight up creating something that has never existed and has no basis in existence.
Oh.
But
there is no context for something.
Let's say if I put in the research time, I'm talking real world research time, and I find some components that I think I could put together, and then successfully make the rolls to salvage, then rolls to put them together. Could I conceivably come up with something with your permission?
It would take you a good lot of research.
Okay.
And this is not in any way connected to your actual field, to your field, what could be considered your field of expertise.
All I need is a light at the end of the tunnel. I'll figure out how to get there.
As it stands, you have to make saving throws the old-fashioned way. Roll a d20. And since you're a non-psychic individual, you have to roll at 15 or higher.
It's right! Stay out of my
Seiji,
mind.
Javier, you do try to read his mind, but all you get is the image of a middle finger.
Yeah.
Maybe some police tape.
Aw. Why do I get the sneaking suspicion you're not being completely honest with me?
Why do I get the stinking suspicion you aren't respecting my privacy?
Because I'm not. I'm
Hey,
a
guys.
psychic.
I fly.
It doesn't
And you
mean anything.
and you wonder why I won't let you in my robot.
Oh my
There are
God.
plenty of psychics who don't have telepathy, and even the ones who do don't necessarily always go around reading everyone's minds.
Alright, so I fly and I start heading towards our destination.
Do you even know where you're going?
And
No,
I
he
just
does
take
not.
a direction.
Hey, Vlad, can I have a ride? Can I have a lift?
I circle back.
So, okay. Now that you have apparently resolved to go on and argue about whether you get paid in favors or money later, Seiji, you are able to get your the coordinates for the caravan's last known location into your computers correctly this time, and you make your way there.
All right.
Takes you a few hours, sun's starting to go down, but you do get there, and you do find several vehicles having been turned over onto their sides. Holes blown in them, there are craters. A lot of dead guys.
Who's there?
A lot of dead guys.
Is there anyone there though? Wait, is
Yep.
it dark by now?
I'd say it's sun's still going, or yeah, it's just about getting dark.
Alright, I would like to cast. Hang on, let me find it. I want to cast Cloud of Dark or Cloak of Darkness, 6 PPE.
Okay.
It's already dark. What are you doing?
Cloak of Darkness makes me blend into the dark.
You have a way of doing that. It's called turn into something small, and that doesn't require any power.
Alright, fine. I'll do. You guys make enough fun. I want to use my spells. Alright. I'll turn into a cat. I turn into a black cat.
Okay. And is Javier carrying you around, or are you just wandering around behind him?
He's standing on my back. No, just kidding.
Well, actually, you'd be you'd be strong enough to manage it. It'd be kind of
I
an
know.
awkward thing for Javier to do, but you could manage it.
No, I'll carry Vlad.
No, I want to walk on my own. Thank you very much.
I pick up Vlad anyway.
He's too big for the train. Javier, he's too big for the training wheels. You got to let him walk on his own for it.
They grow up so fast.
Okay, but so yeah, bunch of vehicles, a lot of corpses. One of the vehicles appears to have been blown open. Doesn't seem to be anything in the hold though.
Hmm. Can I do some kind of? Is there some kind of like tracking skill or something? Or see where anything might have been taken from this caravan?
That depends. What do you have any skills that look like they might fit that idea?
I've got detect ambush, detect concealment, prowl, tailing, but tailing sort of involves chasing someone who you've already seen. Not so much anything that seems to directly deal with following tracks, but I'm not sure.
All right, I'd say just go ahead and roll me a d6. Anyone who wants to go ahead and try to look around, give me a d6.
5.
6.
Would my sensory equipment have anything like that, like infrared stuff
maybe.
like that?
Yeah,
So do you want me to roll
Go
for
ahead.
my sensory equipment or the 1d6?
go ahead and roll your sensory equipment.
Okay.
The others are basically just wandering around and looking at the dirt, trying to find something.
Okay, I needed a 51 and I got a 47.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
no worries.
you're flipping. That would have been how long it took you to find something. So you'd have been stuck bumbling around, looking at the ground for 6 hours.
Aw.
Seiji, on the other hand, chimes in with, "Found something." Your sensors do pick up some tracks, other vehicles by the look of it,
Okay.
heading off north by northeast.
Can I tell how many vehicles?
No, they appear to have driven in a line, so either one vehicle or a few, or it's just one set of tracks, so it's either one vehicle or a few driving in a line.
Alright, now I have familiarity with tanks, APCs, construction, and tracked vehicles. Can I, I don't know.
Whatever it is, it's got wheels instead of